Soho Radio.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
We've got our guest Dekay in the studio.
Hello.
What's good?
I am
Dekay?
here, yes, in person.
Very much here. I'm also joined with Caskie now as well. What's good, Caskie? He's also in the building.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah,
How we doing?
We're all good, yeah. So, Dekay, like, tell the people that like, don't know about you, like, actually, where does the name Dekay come from? Like,
So it's literally just biting Eminem's idea of using his initials but spelling them out. So my initials are D and K, so I just spelled it out Dekay, and that's it. That's literally it. That's pretty much the whole story there. There's no other way to bring any more out of that story.
And when did you sort of start getting into listening to hip hop and gave yourself that name and that identity and started getting
that
into...
was literally to the day. It was literally when I was 14 when I got a copy of the Slim Shady LP on cassette, and that baits up my age, but that's exactly when I started rapping. Before that I was singing and songwriting. Now I'm not a very great singer, I'm an average singer, so I'd rather be excelling at something rather than be average at something. So I drifted towards trying to become a rapper, and I think I might have succeeded.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd say so.
So how what sort of stuff did you write before you was into hip hop? What, like, you...
Well, when I was a little kid, I was doing songs like pop songs because I was into pop music and reggae music and stuff like that. My mum would listen to around the house, like Motown and shit. So I was kind of writing little pop songs in the playground and forming bands with a few mates and trying to perform these songs in community centres. And I'm very glad that we didn't have social media or people filming all that kind of stuff, because that footage would have been terrible.
So what did you start like recording on, like when you start getting into...
But my first the first thing I ever released, I was 16 when I wrote it, and I recorded it in a studio in Ladbroke Grove, and it was called From the Hostel, because I was living in a hostel. Okay. And it was like a collection of tracks, and some of the beats weren't original, so it was sort of like a mixtape. And that was the first thing I dropped, and then I released the album every year, sometimes once with a 2-year gap, but pretty much every year since then.
Yeah, mad. And you're now on your 12th
album. Came out in June. No, I think it was June, not July, it was June. Yeah, man. It's Life's a Beach. It's out now. You can have a listen on all the usual platforms and all that. It's a decent album in my opinion. I'm quite happy with it.
That's freaking impressive. Yeah, 12 albums. Yeah,
That's some serious work rate.
so was there other people around you when that was into like making music and recording and stuff and hip hop when you first started getting into it as well? Did you have...
Yeah, to be honest, I used to hang around with a bunch of different rappers, and we used to go to events like Freestyle in the Street, and then I started doing little rap battles and things like that. So it wasn't like my immediate friend group, it was more like outside a community of other people that were trying to rap, if you know what I mean.
We still love a good street freestyle, right?
Definitely. You still always find me outside after events if I don't have to shoot off early. I'm always there till the bitter end, just freestyling about some gibberish outside.
Definitely. Well, yeah, like how you first got onto my radar, to be fair, was through the Don't Flop battles. If you haven't seen it, Dekay's like pretty renowned as like a vicious battle rapper.
Yeah, man, that was a while ago, but I think that's how most people have heard of me, and then hopefully they drift towards my music, which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have got like, in the millions, that some of them views. Like, how did you get into that? And like,
I started battling before Don't Flop. I was doing Jump Off. I was doing little battles at like what used to be called the O Bar, which is now called the Blues Kitchen in Camden, and I was doing all these kind of things. And then I was doing a thing called Battle Scars, which is like a freestyle. It's freestyle all written. It's like a battle tournament that used to be pretty big. Used to do that in Brixton Jam. And then I went and did Don't Flop tryout. It was terrible. You can even see it online. It was absolutely terrible. And then I did a few battles that were a bit better. And that's really how it went down.
Okay, dope. And you also, you're involved in, you won the end of the week England competition.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm not the current title holder, that's Menace, who I've known since the Battle Scars days. It's mad. We're literally just all in our 30s and still doing the same thing that we were doing 20 years ago, which is just nuts. And it's the same people. It's the same lot of us. But yeah, that was a really, really good event for me. When I won, I loved it. Got to go and travel and all that with the crew, and it was sick. Yeah,
because you went out to Czech, was it?
I think it was Belgium. We went to Belgium.
Same difference. Yeah.
And yeah, it was sick. I really had a good time there.
Dope. Yeah, large up Cassie K as well, who's not here today, who's like our regular presenter, who's part of the...
big up Cassie K.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's like an MC competition. They have heats and then it bubbles down to the final. And you got to go through some rounds and then Dekay slew everyone basically, innit? So...
Yeah,
the last one.
We were talking when we were off air about being in the zone when freestyling. So sometimes you're in the zone and it really works, and when it works, you can feel it, and everyone in the room can feel it. And unfortunately, you can't always be in the zone, but when you are, it's fire.
Try to live there.
It's a shame as well because you had like a few. You were supposed to go out and touch a few different countries. Like last
the
year.
COVID thing shut it down, man. I was looking forward to going to New York. I was looking forward to doing Sweden. I think I had a few gigs booked here and there, and it just completely ruined all travel plans for the foreseeable future. I know that we can travel now, but unfortunately I think it's only vaccinated people that can get into certain places, and I know that we can't actually get into countries like Belgium at the moment and France unless we have family there or working there.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this now. I went to Estonia recently to go and do gigs there, and I ended up trapped over there because I got COVID the day before I was due to fly. So then I was trapped there for 10-day quarantine. Here for a 10-day quarantine. It was a long thing, but yeah.
That's very unlucky, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like a ball ache, yeah, for sure.
And what did you do for 10 days? Did you write any bars? Did you get anything productive done?
I did write bars. I did write bars, but I've got to be honest, I was too ill to concentrate.
Yeah.
I was one of them, like I started writing and then I just got like...
I'm ill.
sick. Yeah.
That's a sick one, yeah. What's like one of the like the highlights, like fave gigs that you have actually done and wasn't quarantined from?
What, like in life in general?
Yeah, like any like...
My favourite gig that I ever did was when I did a gig in Russia, and that was, I spent my 27th birthday over there, and that was probably my favourite gig because it was the whole experience. It was having a crowd just going nuts, like mental. It was the whole thing, so yeah, I found that really good.
I went over to Hip Hop Camp before actually, which is like on the border of Czech meeting Poland, and they've got a wicked hip hop scene out in Eastern Europe as well, like hardcore hip hop fans. But so you've got your new album out, Life's a Beach, dope project. Well, it'd be nice if we could, if you'd be up for spitting one of the tunes.
I would indeed. Do you want to cue one up?
Well, I've got your the USB here, and one of them, the folder says instrumental. Should I go into that one?
Yeah, that would be a good
Probably
shot. Let's
be the one,
have a
innit?
look at it. You go in there and it's just full of pictures of me going, fuck you, tricked you.
All right, so do you want to run Let's Go?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do that.
This one's off Life's a Beach, and it's called Let's Go. Is this the instrumental of it, yeah? Let's go, I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm repping till I die, that's tight. Let's go, there's no exemption from the fight, all that we're left with is our rights. Alright, let's go, I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm repping till I die, that's tight. Let's go, there's no exemption from the fight, all that we're left with is our rights. They tried to suffocate my scene, but it's Soho, no fucking around. Lock us up, you ain't locking us down. Time's up, you ain't watching and clocking us now. Demonstrating on my street, I'm the talk of the town. Don't give me that hopeless voters, quotes in interviews, devotion they can use from promotionally confused people isolating, scrolling through the socials and the news, get roped in their views, choking from a news. They sell you down the river while you're floating in your shoes. Depression's apathy for winners, but it's potent if you lose. Floating with my crews, the way of coping with the blues, the concrete and the ocean of my muse. Stay away from the sodium and juice, opium and booze. So the toes of Jews are getting high on the overdose of truth. So we totally seduced by emotional abuse. The snakes in the grass and there's cobras in the zoos. Let's go! I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm rapping till I die. That's tight. Let's go! There's no exemption from the fight. All that we're left with is our rights. Alright, let's go! I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm rapping till I die. That's tight. Let's go! There's no exemption from the fight. All that we're left with is our rights. Alright, we keep it moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving, moving. Like Marvin Gaye said, can I get a witness? I got a 5-letter hit list and I insist on resistance, which is why my body's got antibodies, for instance. So why you antibodies in proximity convince us? Since this, I've been plucking around. I ain't a lion died. There's no pills to prescribe. I'm a lyrical scribe, drilling into your mind, trepanning into your vibe with satirical lines, feeling my high. Life's short, suffer or not, love it or not. Here's a secret that the others forgot. Like a grave robber, I will uncover the plot. And if you trust the plans they're cooking, you'll end up in the pot. So let's go. I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm rapping till I die. That's tight. Let's go. There's no exemption from the fight. All that you're left with is your rights. Alright, let's go. I'm on a legendary hype, rapping and I'm rapping till I die. That's tight. Let's go. There's no exemption from the fight, and all that you're left with is your rights. Alright, we keep it moving. We keep it moving. We keep it moving, moving. Soho Radio, we're moving, moving. It's okay, you know we're moving, moving. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Dope, heavy. Nice.
Yeah.
Who's on the buttons? Who's produced this one, DK?
Every one of the tracks was produced by Dean, Mr. Dean. He doesn't have a fucking producer name. I just call him Mr. Dean. He's not even like really into producing for musicians anymore. He does more like advertising and PR stuff.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I got him to do this album for me.
Am I right? You sort of sit in with the sessions with him as well?
Yeah. Because this was all recorded in my bedroom.
Oh wow, right.
So yeah, it was an experience. I was expecting my second son as well, so a lot of the time I was feeling quite sick.
Sorry, you didn't even mention your second son. Big up, yeah.
Big up Logan.
Big up man like Logan, and big up the original OG.
Yeah, Leon. Yeah,
Leon as well. Yeah.
So recording at home is quite shit compared to recording in the studio because you have kids and you have like, or you'd think it would be more relaxed, but sometimes it isn't.
Yeah. Well, if you just had the man like Logan come through, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Did he get involved in any of the tunes, or?
Well,
no?
Leon is on one of the tunes, the one called Treasure. He does a little line in it. But Logan hadn't appeared by then. Oh right. So we were still one person. So he was there in spirit. Yeah, man.
That's mad. Yeah, that's actually crazy. So he was actually a part of involved in the recording process.
Yeah, suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. Heavy. So
he was heavy as well. Massive baby.
Dope. Should we run another tune? Like, because that was dope. Like, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, man.
What one do you want to go with?
We were talking about concept tracks earlier, so this is another concept track, which is like a story based on someone that I knew, who I used to be very close friends with, and it's called Good Intentions.
Okay, sick. Let's run it.
Changed her name though. Just in case she gets in touch with me and goes, what the fuck are you writing a personal song about me? What's wrong with you? But yeah, I think this might be relatable to a few people who know someone like this. Check it. She was never very far from the bottom of the deepest, darkest well. You could think of no family, job or car. The forgotten underclass, give them hell. Have a drink of anything, yeah, anything. If she'd been married, she'd pawn a wedding ring. Cocaine spilled across the children's bed linen. Can't escape the past, she helped it settle in. My friend Evelyn, we shared everything. So I knew the secrets and the skeletons. When she talks about herself, she's editing. Off her head again, high on ketamine. Trying to keep it under wraps like beds of winds. It's pretty genuine, she let the devil in. The stream a fella's been given the medicine, peddling, selling things to all the residents. They'll forgive her soon, it's irrelevant. In her living room there's an elephant, and you can't outrun or get ahead of it. Whether silver spoon or raised on benefits, climbing up that long stairway to heaven. When they shot her full of lead, she's a zeppelin, flying high on massive lows. Buy a plastic soul on these battered roads, a veteran. Tell them 1 time, it's alright. 2 times, sick and tired. 3 times, you decide. Good intentions never realised. 1 time, it's alright. 2 times, sick and tired. 3 times, you decide. Good intentions never realised. Come on, my friend, we'll endeavour together. I tell you, forget it, you never remember. Them 2 little kids need an extra protector. All of this shit will upset them forever.